This is one of our favorite places, right, George?
That's right, dear.
It is absolutely gorgeous. Looks like it's clearing up. So, who wants lemonade?
Oh, sounds great. You've been here before.
It's one of our favorite spots.
Hungry?
I love the bean salad, dear.
Oh, thank you, George.
Well, I, for one, am completely stuffed.
Me too. Maybe we should take a hike to walk this off. George, why don't we take Annie down to see the waterfall?
That would be a great idea.
Oh, yeah, I'd love to see the falls.
Okay, let's go. George, why don't you take Annie up on the rock and I'll get a picture of you with the waterfall behind you?
Good idea.
Come on, Annie, a big smile for your mama.
It's nice of you to come all this way.
We loved her, and we wanted you to know how very happy she was that day.
It helps to know that.
You can see her in the pictures we took that day. Would you like to have them?
Yes. Thank you. I miss my sweet Annie's face.
Next week is Thanksgiving. I've got to go there for myself and see it. You think that's a good idea, going alone? I need to. Jeanette Ansaldi said her cousin, you know the one who teaches over at Wellwood, lost a child last year. I remember her telling me that. Did you know our teacher's insurance is a death benefit for the loss of a child? That's what I thought. Don't you want to look into it? Will that bring Annie back? No, but you're entitled to it. You might use it to make Janie's life better. What do I have to do? Show them a death certificate. I should have called first.
Look, I'm sorry, but I have to be at a deposition in 5 minutes.
They told me that you would give me her death certificate.
I haven't issued one.
Why not?
I'm tying up loose ends. We're shorthanded like everybody else.
But this has been determined as an accident, so what's holding you up?
Well, there's paperwork, insurance policies.
We don't have to do anything about that. My teacher's policy will cover it all.
I'm not talking about your policy. I'm talking about your daughter's policy from Seattle.
Seattle?
Life insurance for $100,000.
My daughter was 19 years old. What would she do with that?
Beats me.
No, she would have told me.
You're not the beneficiary. Helen Preston is.
I don't believe that.
It's true. I spoke with the agent myself.
I don't care who you spoke to. I know my own daughter.
Look, ma'am, I tell you what. Leave your address with the sergeant, and when the death certificate's ready, I'll send it to you, okay? I really have to go.
Is that it? That's all?
What do you mean?
I need some answers.
Look, ma'am, I don't know why your daughter took out a life insurance policy, but I've seen people do all kinds of strange things, and this is not all that strange.
Well, what about the Prestons?
They're good people. They're all shook up about this. They said that when...
said they're going to get $100,000.
Ma'am, my people were all over that scene. It was an accident. Accept it. It's tragic, and you have my sympathies. But there was no evidence of anything criminal out there.
Then keep looking.
Looking for what? What do you want me to investigate?
Murder.
Carol, come in, please.
It was nice of you to see me on such short notice.
I would have been glad to take care of all those details for you, Carol. Closing out her affairs must have been so painful.
Annie was my daughter. I saw her into this world, and I need to see her out.
Annie loved this, all smothered in vanilla ice cream. We loved her as our own.
But I'm sure you'll understand my need to go through it again to get it straight in my head.
Of course, dear.
Did you see it happen?
No, nothing. Not a sound. We turned to go back. Before I knew it, she was gone. I had to stop George from diving in after her. I knew it was futile. We could see her there, under the falls.
The Oregon police said that Annie took out an insurance policy.
Yes. She was really cute about it. She said it made her feel so grown up. I know how much this hurts you, Carol. And I also know that only time can fix it.
You don't know how this feels.
Yes, I do. I lost a daughter, too. Cynthia was only 3 years old. We were living back in Dayton, 1972.
What happened?
It was an accident. It was a terrible, terrible accident. The one thing I do know is that you can beat yourself to death over a guilty conscience, about what you could have done, what you should have done. And in the end, it doesn't change anything. Poor Carol.
I don't like it.
Well, George, when are you going to acquire some backbone? Carol Mills is a school teacher from Ohio. You gonna be scared of her?
I was never thrilled about writing this policy.
But you did it anyway.
I asked the questions, they had the right answers. I told that woman that she had to have an insurable interest to be the beneficiary.
What does that mean?
A meaningful relationship with the policyholder.
She didn't have one.
She called me back and told me that Annie was going to marry her son.
Annie was already married.
I didn't know that.
So the Prestons get their policy. And my daughter's dead.
Hi, Mom.
Sweetheart. I missed you.
Welcome home.
Thank you, Laura. What can I do to change your mind?
Evidence. It's that simple.
What about the insurance?
Look, we've been through all that.
Don't you care that these two people are getting away with murder?
Mrs. Mills, I think it's time you accepted the fact that it was an accident.
Now I remember. The little girl's name was Cynthia Preston.
What happened to her?
She hanged herself.
My God.
The sight of her hanging in that barn haunted me for years.
How on earth does that happen to a 3-year-old?
Well, the story as I remember it is she climbed up on a tractor that was in that barn with some twine dangling over a rafter. Somehow she got twisted in it. The whole thing struck me as odd.
Did you say something at the time?
Sure did. But the captain knew the parents and couldn't believe that they'd hurt a child.
What happened to the case?